This is Cantarella. She is our first Havoc healer who also doubles as a sub DPS similar to Brant. For mechanics, let's start with her forte. When Cantarella uses her intro, basic attack 3 or resonance skill, she'll generate 1 stack of trace, with the resonance liberation generating 3 stacks. She can hold up to 5 stacks at once. She can consume these stacks in her Mirage state, which she enters by using her heavy attack. The Mirage is a field that enhances her basics and skills, consuming trace stacks. Each basic attack will consume 1 stack of trace, in return healing her entire party, and granting you 1 stack of shiver, up to a maximum of 3 stacks. While her skill will not consume any stacks in Mirage, it will apply Hazy Dream to enemies, which is just an application that slows them and makes them take additional damage once upon being damaged by Cantarella. Once Cantarella has 3 stacks of shiver, her skill gets enhanced, again unleashing a new call, Perception Drain, with a massive scaling of 1.4k. For reference, Chang'Li's ultimate is about 1.2k, so it's a pretty noticeable amount of damage. Her liberation does a small amount of damage at the beginning, and then also gives you a buff, summoning up to 21 jellyfish, similar to Zhejia's ult, or it gives you this buff for up to 30 seconds. Upon using Cantarella's intro, which does very little damage, nothing important, but it will provide you a buff for up to 25 seconds or up to 6 times for every echo that is casted. She'll gain 6 Concerto energy. This is actually important and unique to her kit because a couple of her attacks are considered echo damage, such as Mirage skill and her Drain skill and her Liberation. These 3 are considered echo skill damage and will provide her 6 Concerto per skill that you end up using, which is interesting. Her outro provides the incoming character with 20% Havoc damage amplification and 25% skill damage amplification for 14 seconds or until they are swapped out. As for how you go about building her, majority of Cantarella's damage is actually considered basic attack damage, and surprisingly, she does the majority of her damage while on the field. So running Imperium might sound tempting due to her having coordinated attacks. It's not good. Her rejuvenating, since she heals a lot, also not good. Neither of these are ideal because she's actually a main DPS that heals, not the other way around. So you should stick to either the Havoc Sun Sinking set, which is the old Havoc set, or you just want to use the new Havoc set if you're running a Havoc main DPS so she can deal some personal damage and buff them. The former is better, or slightly better if you're focusing on, her personal damage, and Midnight is going to be overall particularly what you ideally want to run in her ideal teams as of current. For weapons, Cantarella's signature is surprising for just the fact that it's actually a significant upgrade over Yinlin's signature, providing 12% attack and casting an echo skill within 10 seconds of an intro or basic attack grants a stack. These stacks have 2 different effects. The first stack gives 40% basic attack bonus to the holder, and the second stack allows the holder to ignore 12% of the target's Havoc res, which is extremely powerful but not very versatile. So for her, it's about 20% better than Yinlin's signature, being a pretty sizable upgrade, but you only really can use this on Cantarella due to it requiring you to use a echo skill, 2 of them in fact, which no other character can do. So it's not universal. I wouldn't suggest getting this unless you're a really big Cantarella fan, which otherwise go for it. But talking about Cantarella's versatility and usability, she's a side grade to Zexi or Zexia in Jinchi teams. She will do perfectly fine, but she won't be a major upgrade, and she's an objective downgrade to Zexia in Carlotta teams. At the moment, she doesn't really have any real teammates, but you can make for a unique, fun comp with Sanhua, Cantarella, and Camellia. If you really want to go ahead and use her in a team, this is probably a team that I would try out personally. Does it work? Yes. Is the team good? It's okay. She's rumored to have a best in slot, or be the best in slot teammate for the Frolova girl. the flower girl, I forgot what. But considering her banners right before anniversary, I would say that she's complete bait for said anniversary. And you can always just wait for Lova to come back out, and she will probably have a rerun by then. As a healer who does really good damage, she could fit into a lot of teams, but she's not really best in slot anywhere. So overall, in terms of suggestions for pulling, I would say skip and wait for Zani.